Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending our annual general meeting. My name is Brian Reinsborough. I'm the newly appointed CEO of ReconAfrica. I want to take a few moments to introduce myself to you and provide an update on our corporate priorities. First, a little bit about me. I was born in a small town in Eastern Canada, in the province of New Brunswick, in a town called Miramichi that has a population of about 10,000 people. I studied geology at Mount Allison University, a small liberal arts college in New Brunswick. After that, I pursued a master's degree in geology from the University of Texas in Austin, and then on to Harvard Business School. It was during that time in Texas I met my wife almost 30 years ago, and since then, we've been in Texas with 3 children. I view myself as a serial entrepreneur, having written several businesses from scratch and have built over the last several decades. I think myself as a visionary. I'm a very strategic thinker. I'm also a serial oil finder, having discovered several giant oil fields during my 35 years in the oil patch. Our managing director, Carlisle, once referred to me as the Wayne Gretzky of the Gulf of Mexico. I also drive teams to high-level performance. Some say I demand perfection. I have a deep passion for finding oil. It's in my blood. Over my career, I've had a great fortune of finding a lot of oil. I want to repeat that story here at ReconAfrica. A few aspects of my internal compass are as follows. As you'll hear shortly, I have a deep sense of purpose for my endeavors. I want to have an impact on people's lives and their livelihoods in the communities that they live in, wherever it may be. I require trust and transparency in the organizations that I build. I require strong ethical behaviors in the organizations that I oversee. I require and honor and respect the environment in which we operate in. And I demand that people treat each other with great respect. Those are the bookends that guide me every day. Now, let me turn to why ReconAfrica and what drove me to this opportunity. Let me begin with the vision Greg Steinke shared with me, a vision that we now both share together. Greg is passionate about the ethical development of the resources of Namibia and Botswana. He shared with me his personal dedication to the people of Namibia and Botswana and his desire to help them achieve energy independence. He also shared the vision of the development of energy independence while honoring and respecting the traditions of indigenous people that occupy the Congo Basin. Those two visions really resonate with me. ReconAfrica presented me the opportunity to explore the entire sedimentary basin under one license, almost 6 million acres, 2 plays that demonstrated an active petroleum system. That was an attractive proposition to me. And finally, after reviewing the drilling results to date, I concluded, based on 30 years of experience, that it represented a reasonable opportunity for commercial discovery to be made in the Congo Basin, all while honoring and respecting the traditions of the local communities. Now, let me turn to the near-term priorities for the company. Let's see where, there we go. The forward-looking statements. I have 4 main priorities going forward. Are we in presentation mode? One second here, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Okay. The company is in reset mode. Over the last year, we've taken time to collect a significant amount of seismic and gravity data to design an exploration program to determine where best to set our next drilling program. That takes time and thoughtful planning. But when I arrived, I determined we needed more than that. I fundamentally believe that companies that have a strong internal purpose can differentiate themselves from competition in the long run. These companies can navigate external forces because their employees, their investors, and stakeholders can navigate the importance of their work to the nations and communities they live in. When companies deliver a business strategy that is inspired by purpose, their operational and financial strategies gain alignment for their employees, investors, and stakeholders. That is what binds a company in the long run. At ReconAfrica, our business strategy and purpose will be to deliver a low emissions, low molecule, clean source of energy to the country in which we operate in. And we believe we have the asset base to deliver that strategy in Namibia. Exploration focus. We will adapt a play-based assessment of the entire concession of both plays. The decisions on the first phase of drilling will be based on a bottoms-up approach, based on technical scrutiny with risk, economics, and commercial-based criteria. We expect phase one drilling to commence in the first quarter of next year to test the potential of both the DeFibre Bel and the rift plays. Only the best prospects will be drilled. If there are commercial quantities of hydrocarbons on this concession, we will find it. ESG focus. ESG remains the backbone of our company. It is involved in every business decision we make. We have adopted a no spills, no waste, no injury corporate mentality. It is embedded in the corporate mission, which is to create a lasting ESG program for social and economic benefit of all Namibians and Botswana. And finally, we will be delivering to shareholders our first sustainability report, which will state our corporate position on environmental, social, and governmental issues as it relates to our business strategies. As your new CEO, it will be one of my priorities going forward to ensure ReconAfrica has minimal impact on the pristine environments in which we operate and provides a lasting legacy in the communities that we're involved in. You have my commitment on that issue. And finally, financing. We've taken care of our business internally by reducing our G&A by over 30%. Our business is fit. We have the right people on the bus to execute the plan. Our JV process is ongoing. It was slow throughout the year as we're still shooting seismic data integrated into our interpretation. We'll ramp it back up in the fall once we have everything completed and properly integrated. New management team is in place. We have experienced oil founders onboarded. The DeFibre Bel, which is a low carbon molecule source of gas. The structures are analogous to the Zagros Fold Belt in Iran and Iraq. The team is mapping, and thus far we've mapped some 20 structures. The rift play has demonstrated by drilling last year has shown that the petroleum system is working. The seismic and gravity data demonstrates a wide variety of structural traps. We believe that these traps are similar to these traps in the North Sea. We've currently mapped over 30 prospects in that area, and the mapping continues. The progress to date, we have received environmental clearance certificates to drill 12 exploration and appraisal wells. And to date, the exploration team has identified over 50 prospects in the entire concession. Now let me talk about the DeFibre Bel. As I mentioned, this is a new play that has evolved over the last year that we're quite excited about. We believe this is a gas play. If successful, can be a source of low molecule clean energy for the country for the foreseeable future and a pathway to energy independence. Our preliminary work shows this play may hold many TCS of gas potential as provided by our external auditors, Netherlands Sewell. As mentioned earlier, we have commenced a gas commercialization study to understand all platforms to export gas within Namibia upon success. We will design an exploration program by sequentially de-risking our thinking before we invest. Our team to date has identified approximately 20 structures in this trend so far with our newly acquired seismic data. These are well-aimed structures and large in extent. We believe this trend has further extent than what we've identified so far, and our work is continuing in this promising play. ESG has been part of our commitment since we arrived in Namibia. Our commitment of $10 million is having a direct impact in the communities we operate in. The 3 pillars of commitment are as follows. community involvement. We have drilled 36 solar-powered freshwater wells in rural villages. This has impacted over 10,000 local people to make sure they have fresh water, to ensure women don't have to walk tens of miles to get water for the families. We're working with local communities to manage and locate crocodile human issues along the river to ensure people are safe. We're providing 10 post-secondary scholarships and 7 nursing scholarships to Kavango and San students. On employment, we have strong local content where we operate and employ over 1,300 people when we're operating wells. On ecosystems, we have a no drilling policy in highly sensitive areas. We strictly adhere to local regulations, environmental regulations, and we apply global best practices when we're drilling. And we take absolutely no shortcuts. When we are operating with a purpose in these regions. And finally, what to expect as near-term catalysts? We expect to deliver a high potential phase 1 drilling program in the first quarter that will test both the Demerara Fold Belt and the Rift plays. This package will be the result of a thoroughly vetted petroleum system analysis, where the best prospects will test potential of both plays. Expect a gas monetization study that will be completed to understand the best paths to export gas to maximize values to our shareholders in the highly prospective Demerara Fold Belt. And finally, we will be delivering our first sustainability report that will clearly outline our ESG goals in relation to our business strategies. We look forward to delivering our exciting growth strategies to you, our shareholders, and growing this company. Now I will turn it over to address a few questions. Thank you very much. Okay, we do have a question. The question is regarding the balance sheet. It is, can you provide insights in the cash position going forward? Is it regarding if we, the JV? Can you provide insight, the company's plans going forward? I believe if you do not drill a JV in place, what is plan B? The plan going forward is we're going to be packaging up the JV in October. We do have interest in the JV. I'm very confident we're going to get a part of it, quite honestly. And if we do not get the interest, we'll go back to market and look at an equity raise. That's plan B. So we're confident on both of those. If there are not any further questions, what I would suggest, thank you very much, everybody, for attending our annual general meeting. Please feel free to submit any remaining questions to our website at admin@ReconAfrica.com. And thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing many of you at next year's AGM. Thank you.